Nicki was right about Roc Nation going bankrupt.
My overhead $250 million a year. We needed $40 million just to stay alive.
Leaked home surveillance footage from July of 2023. Founder of Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, confirmed everything Nicki Minaj was saying about the company possibly going bankrupt.
The internet just turned into a political pop culture pressure cooker, and somebody forgot to turn the stove off. Because one Nicki Minaj moment, one statement, one signal, one wait. Did she really just has sent social media into full siren mode? And now fans are watching Beyonce's every move like it's a coded satellite transmission. No official press conference, no dramatic podium, just online reactions, fan theories, and tensions so thick you could spread it on toast. Timelines are split, group chats are on fire, and Stan Twitter is behaving like it's election night mixed with the Super Bowl halftime show. Some people are saying Nicki's recent MAGA-linked was flipped to temperature. Others say their internet is overcooking a 5-second moment into a 5-alarm scandal, and hovering over all of it is the biggest question mark of all. Did Beyonce quietly respond? Or are fans connecting dots with invisible ink? This isn't just celebrity chatter. This is culture war meets pop royalty with extra bass. One post becomes a theory. One theory becomes a narrative. One narrative becomes a digital riot. Stay locked in, because once we unpack the reactions, the fan decoding, and the reputational shockwaves, you'll see why this story didn't just trend, it detonated. The spark didn't arrive like a press release, it arrived like a screenshot. A clip, a comment, a moment that made people pause mid-scroll and say, hold on, rewind that. And in today's internet economy, rewind equals wildfire. Because when Nicki Minaj gets linked, directly or loosely, to anything MAGA adjacent, in the public conversation, the timeline doesn't discuss it calmly. It turns into a digital thunderstorm with WI-V within minutes. Social media split into factions like a season finale betrayal scene, one side yelling, "Context matters." Another side yelling, "The message is clear." A third side yelling at both sides for yelling. And somewhere in the middle, confused casual viewers just trying to figure out what actually happened without needing a flowchart and emotional seatbelt. Let's be real, when a superstar artist brushes up against political symbolism, even indirectly, the internet reacts like someone pulled a fire alarm in a rumor factory. Subtlety dies instantly. Nobody says interesting. They say this changes everything. Calm interpretation gets replaced by theatrical conclusion. Nicki has never exactly been known for whisper-level internet presence. Her online energy has always been more fireworks than candles. So when a MAGA-related wave of discussion formed around her moment, whether through interpretation, association, or amplification, people didn't treat it like a footnote. They treated it like a headline with sirens. And that's where the Beyonce angle entered the chat, not through a direct statement, but through fan radar. And let me tell you something about fan radar. It can detect emotional vibrations from another dimension. Beyonce could post a picture of a sunset and someone will say it's a coded geopolitical response. The Beehive doesn't just read posts, they decode them like encrypted intelligence briefings. Suddenly, completely normal activity started getting labeled as strategic timing. A post here, a caption there, a lyric quote resurfacing. Fans began connecting dots like conspiracy artists with unlimited markers. This was intentional. That was shade. This is a response. Maybe, maybe not. But certainty online doesn't require proof. It requires momentum. The situation escalated because of contrast mythology. Pop culture has unofficially cast these two women as occupying different symbolic lanes, different brands, different public energies, different perceived cultural alignments. So when Nicki's MAGA-linked buzz started trending, people immediately looked toward Beyonce like she was about to file a musical counterstatement with background vocals. That's how modern celebrity narrative works, not as individuals, but as symbolic opposites in a fan-written storyline. Reality becomes a chessboard. Every move becomes strategy. Every silence becomes suspense. Comment sections turn into debate arenas wearing Stan merch. People weren't just discussing, they were prosecuting. threads longer than movie scripts, appeared overnight. Think pieces, reaction spaces, audio rants, video essays with dramatic zooms and lightning graphics. The editing budget for outrage is apparently unlimited. And the sarcasm. Nuclear. Memes started rolling in comparing the situation to a crossover episode nobody asked for but everybody is watching. One viral joke said this feels like Avengers Culture War Edition. Another said the timeline turned into a group project where nobody read the instructions but everyone is presenting. Meanwhile, reasonable voices tried to step in with context and got run over by the outrage parade float. Some reminded viewers that online interpretation often outruns original intent. Others pointed out that association is not endorsement and reaction is not confirmation. These people were correct, which is exactly why they were ignored by half. The algorithm. Because outrage is faster than nuance. Always has been. Always will be. What made this moment explode wasn't just the political angle, it was the perceived interpersonal tension possibility. The idea that one megastar might be indirectly reacting to another megastar is irresistible to the engagement machine. The internet doesn't just like conflict, it needs character versus character structure. Heroes, rivals, symbolic opposites, narrative fuel. And once that structure appears, even if fan-created, the content machine activates. Reaction channels spin up, clip compilations appear, old interviews get resurfaced like ancient scrolls, lyrics get reinterpreted like prophecy. I saw people analyzing soundbars like courtroom evidence exhibits. Let's talk about stan culture. Math for a second. In stan culture, coincidence does not exist. Timing is motive. Silence is strategy. Posts are messages. Everything is something. If two events happen within the same week, they are spiritually connected by algorithm destiny. That's the rule. So when Beyonce any activity overlapped with Nicki controversy chatter, fan theories multiplied like gremlins in a rainstorm. Not because of confirmed connection, but because narrative hunger demanded one. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Once a theory is entertaining enough, it doesn't need to be verified to go viral. It just needs to be repeatable. But this was only the ignition stage, because once fan theories, political flavor, and superstars symbolism mixed together, escalation is basically guaranteed. Once the spark cut, the timeline didn't just burn. It turned into a full digital bonfire with people roasting marshmallows made of hot takes. Because the moment the Nicki MAGA chatter plus Beyonce reaction theories started trending together, escalation hit championship level. Not discussion, spectacle. Not debate, performance, art with comment sections, reaction channels clocked. In like emergency crews responding to a Category 5 celebrity storm, new videos dropped every hour with thumbnails featuring shocked faces, lightning bolts, and at least 3 question marks. Titles sounded like alarm systems. This is big. Pay attention. They're not telling you this. Sir, you are telling us this. Repeatedly. Memes began reproducing faster than rabbits at a carrot festival. One edit showed the timeline. Split like a disaster movie map, another framed this situation like a boxing match poster. Pop icon versus political optics, pay-per-view. Someone added dramatic orchestra music to unrelated clips and suddenly everything looked like a betrayal. Montage. Never underestimate the power of background violins to manufacture tension. Stan communities mobilized like digital armies with Wi-Fi armor. You had defenders, critics, interpreters, translators, and professional reachers, yes, reachers, stretching meaning across galaxies. One vague post became 20 theory threads. One emoji became a thesis. I saw a 3-minute video analyzing punctuation like it was a legal contract. Pop culture comparisons got wilder by the minute. People said this felt like a crossover episode between an awards show and a Senate hearing. Others said the tension level made reality TV look like a meditation app. One viral joke claimed the timeline needed a referee and a therapist. Both felt accurate. Then came the celebrity-adjacent ripple reactions, the likes, the subtle follows, the conveniently timed reposts. Nothing drives speculation like a verified account clicking a heart icon. The internet treats that like classified. Intelligence. Why did they like it? Maybe because they liked it. No, impossible. It must be a coded alliance signal transmitted through the emoji satellite. Commentary threads turned into verbal gladiator arenas. Nobody was just stating opinions. They were delivering speeches, paragraphs, manifestos. Some folks typed like they were defending a doctoral dissertation in celebrity political symbolism with a minor in screenshot studies. And right on schedule, the outrage performers entered the stage. Not regular disagreement, theatrical disagreement, caps lock doing push-ups, alarm emojis running laps, moral declarations delivered like campaign rallies. Some people weren't reacting. They were auditioning for lead role in internet fury. Meanwhile, the counter crowd showed up with calmer takes and lower blood pressure. They pointed out that online associations often get exaggerated, that fan-decoded reactions are not official statements, and that silence is not confirmation. They were logical, measured, and immediately drowned out by louder people with better thumbnail faces. Because here's the rule of viral gravity: volume beats balance. The Beyonce reaction theory machine reached elite athlete form in this phase. Fans started treating unrelated posts, lyrics, visuals, and timing like puzzle pieces from a conspiracy jigsaw. This caption means distance. That lyric means disagreement. This timing means response. At this point, Beyonce could post a picture of a cloud and someone would say it represents ideological separation with atmospheric symbolism. This is Stan forensics, where interpretation lifts, waits, and context takes a nap. Let's talk about timing paranoia. Social media has trained audiences to believe nothing is posted accidentally and everything is strategically scheduled like a military operation. Breakfast photo, message, studio pic, statement. Silence, nuclear signal. The idea that sometimes people just post because they feel like it has been completely rejected by the algorithmic imagination. The Nicki side of the conversation didn't stay quiet either. Supporters argued that people were over-politicizing fragments and building castles out of captions. Critics insisted symbolism matters and influence carries weight. Both sides spoke with courtroom confidence and zero shared premises. Classic. Internet stalemate, maximum certainty, minimum agreement. Think pieces started spawning like sequels. Long threads, long videos, longer podcasts. Everyone had the real explanation. Fascinating how many exclusive truths appear once ad revenue is nearby. The humor wave kept pace with the outrage wave. Comedy accounts turned the situation into parody press conferences, fake debate posters, and mock documentary trailers. When controversy reaches parody stage, it has officially crossed into cultural event territory. But underneath the jokes and edits, something more serious was forming: narrative polarization. Not just disagreement, identity alignment. People weren't just picking interpretations, they were picking sides that matched their broader worldview. Once that happens, flexibility disappears and every new detail gets filtered through team colors. And when narratives polarize, escalation becomes inevitable. Because now every move post, like lyric, silence becomes evidence in a trial nobody consented to attend. Which is exactly when consequence season begins knocking loudly, repeatedly. And with receipt-shaped envelopes, now we reach the phase most viewers scroll past too fast, the consequence chapter. This is where the volume dips slightly, but the impact deepens. Because once a controversy blends politics, pop royalty, fan identity, and viral interpretation, the aftershocks don't just fade, they settle into reputation layers. And reputation layers online stack like cement, not feathers. By this stage, the Nicki MAGA linked Buzz plus Beyonce reaction theories have already hardened into public narrative versions. Plural, depending on which side of the internet you live on. Not facts, narratives. And narratives are more powerful than facts in the attention economy because they travel faster and argue louder. Some viewers walk away saying Nicki stepped into politically radioactive territory and triggered. Cultural. Backlash, others walk away saying the internet exaggerated a fragment into a fantasy. Same event cluster, opposite conclusions, both held with iron confidence. Welcome to Perception Reality, where interpretation outruns intention every single time. The Beyonce angle, still largely fan-decoded rather than officially declared, becomes part of the legend anyway. That's how modern fame works. You don't need a statement to be assigned a stance. Audience interpretation fills silence with subtitles. And once enough people repeat the subtitle, it becomes the headline whether the speaker wrote it or not. This creates what I call symbolic positioning. Celebrities stop being treated like individuals and start being treated like cultural chess pieces. Every action is interpreted as alignment. Every silence is framed as distance. Every lyric is treated like a policy memo with a beat. The cost of symbolic positioning is heavy. Because once you are cast as representing a side, neutrality becomes illegal in the court of public opinion. If you speak, you're strategic. If you don't, you're complicit. If you joke, you're signaling. If you clarify, you're backtracking. There is no safe square on the board once the game begins. Brand optics start sweating quietly at this stage. Not loudly, silently. Corporate partners and collaborators don't panic tweet, they risk assess privately. Political adjacent controversy is the kind that makes marketing departments reach for antacids. Entertainment controversy is manageable. Political symbolism controversy is unpredictable, and unpredictability makes boardrooms nervous. At the same time, plot twist, controversy drives visibility like rocket fuel. Streams spike. Searches climb. Reaction content multiplies. Debate equals distribution. Supporters and critics both feed the algorithm like equal opportunity caterers. Digital fame runs on friction. Harmony doesn't trend, conflict does. But numbers don't equal comfort. Engagement doesn't equal emotional ease. Viral reach does not reduce private pressure. Behind trending topics are real conversations, real tensions, real frustrations that never get clipped with dramatic zoom effects. Another long-tail effect is narrative lock-in. Once audiences assign roles, rebel, establishment, provocateur, protector, every future move gets filtered through that casting decision. If Nicki posts something neutral, critics see strategy. If Beyonce posts something artistic, theorists see coded messaging. Characters replace humans. Story roles replace complexity. Here's the brutal truth of internet storytelling. Nuance is bad for shareability. Clean, simple conflict spreads faster. They're reacting to each other travels faster than fans are interpreting unrelated actions through symbolic contrast. One fits in a caption, the other needs a paragraph. Captions win. Audience fatigue begins creeping into quietly, like fog. Some viewers start saying, "This is getting ridiculous." Immediately after watching 12 updates in a row, drama burnout is real. But curiosity addiction is stronger. People complain and keep watching. That's the paradox fuel of online. Scandal cycles, speculation now evolves from what did that mean to what happens next? Will there be clarification? A lyric that sounds pointed? An interview moment? A performance that fans decode like prophecy? In controversy culture, the sequel is always assumed before the credits roll. And let's talk about fan identity investment. Stan culture isn't casual, it's emotional equity. When fans feel their favorite artist is symbolically challenged, they defend like it's personal. That raises emotional temperature across the board. Disagreement becomes perceived attack. Interpretation becomes loyalty test. Media ecosystems also lock in their preferred storyline versions. Some outlets lean tension, others lean overreaction. Once coverage style is chosen, updates follow that flavor. The same development gets framed as escalation in one place and exaggeration in another. Information becomes editorial seasoning. Through all the sarcasm, memes, essays, threads, and digital shouting matches, one quiet truth remains undefeated. The public almost never sees full intent behind celebrity timing, tone, or symbolism. Only fragments, only slices, only pixels. but fragments are enough to build entire castles of conclusion, partial visibility, full judgment. That's the internet contract nobody reads but everyone signs. The noise may sound like it's settling, but in controversy culture, quiet is usually just the loading screen for the next interpretation wave. Because once politics, superstardom, and fan mythology mix, the storyline doesn't end, it echoes. Alright, now the pressure cooker is in your hands. You've seen the reactions, the fan theories, the symbolism decoding, the timeline wars, and the cultural tug-of-war dressed up like pop culture drama. Now I want your verdict, not the safe version, not the neutral version, the real one. Did the internet overcook this situation like microwave pizza on maximum power? Or do you think the tension, the timing, and the reactions actually meant something deeper? Are fans connecting real dots or drawing with invisible ink and emotional markers? Drop your take in the comments and defend it like your Wi-Fi bill depends on it. Build your case, bring your logic, bring your sarcasm, bring your spicy theories. This comment section is not a library, it's a debate arena with popcorn. If this breakdown hit harder than a surprise album drop, smash that like button like it ghosted you and just came back asking for favors. Subscribe like your notifications are part of a scandal early warning system, and ring that bell so you don't show up late asking what happened when the whole internet already wrote 3 documentaries and a diss track. Share this with that friend who says, I'm not into celebrity drama but somehow has every update, every screenshot, and every opinion within 6 minutes. Yes, that undercover analyst. Send it to them immediately. Remember, controversies don't retire, rumors don't clock out, and fan theories don't sleep. New sparks, new reactions, new internet earthquakes drop here constantly. And you never know which story turns into a full-blown cultural boss battle next. Stay loud, stay sharp, stay curious. Celeb SYNC, where the headlines connect and the drama speaks. Drama speaks.